Hey everyone, it's finally spring up here in the Midwest, and you're putting your stuff on your boat and you're checking your unit and you power it on and you find out your SD card is full. What do you do next? How do you manage your waypoints? Stick around and we'll talk a little bit about some options to help you do it better. Hey everyone. Today we're going to talk a little bit about waypoint management and just to kind of touch the beginnings of waypoint management. It's something that I help other anglers with all the time, but you've come to the beginning of the season or the end of a season, or you're switching equipment up and you find out that your unit is full, or you're worried about all the data that's on your unit. How can you do waypoint management? How can you understand what lakes you have what points on? And there's some tools out there for you. And we'll start with some Humminbird information and kind of branch out from there with some different videos. But I wanted to start with Humminbird because it's easy. A lot of people have them. And there are some softwares out there. So first step is you pulled your SD card or your micro SD card out of your unit, and you've got your micro SD card into one of these bigger cards, and you're going to import that with an adapter into your computer so that you can get that information off that card, right? And so with Humminbird, they've got a program out there called Humminbird PC, and I've got it open here. And when you've successfully got your card docked, it shows you the screen, this little tab up here with the picture of the card, and it allows you, if you hover over it, it will allow you to download this information onto your machine. And it's telling me here I've already done it, but do I want another copy? Sure, just for demonstrations purposes, I'll show you. So there it is. That GPX file came off that card, and it's popped up on my screen in Humminbird PC here. And so there's different ways you can go about looking at them. And if I click on here, I've got all kinds of waypoints on here. Literally, probably thousands of waypoints on here from a year of fishing. And I've got rocks and boulders and cribs, and if you see over there, I've got different names for things. So there's a lot of information, and I don't know where it's all at. So kind of the first stage of understanding your waypoint management is where are these things at, and that can help you kind of figure out how to do some additional organization within Humminbird PC. But also other programs out there that can maybe give you a quicker look. Within here, within Humminbird PC, you can highlight a range of waypoints, even all your waypoints, and click on the Google Earth link. And if you've got access to the internet, it's going to pop open. It's going to pop open a display and bring up those locations of those waypoints within Google Earth, so you'll be able to see some things there. There's some other programs out there that have some different functionality that you can use as well, and I'll show you one of those today. Discard that, and I'll unselect those, and I can go up and I can take this GPX file and I can save that thing and save it to my hard drive. I happen to have a home for my stuff under a Humminbird GPS data file. I'll just put that file there and call it test for now. And so that thing's gone. So we'll close this. And the thing I wanted to show you is there's another one out there, Manifold GIS rather, has two products out there. One is a paid product, and that one is actually a GIS program, manipulating graphical data, both maps and points and lines and images that are coordinate controlled. A lot of powerful versatility with the Manifold GIS, but you've got to be a GIS practitioner to understand that. And I'll show some basics of that. It is not a complicated program, and there are some powerful features for waypoint management in it that I'll show you. But for just simple viewing, to get a quick glimpse of where all your waypoints are at, they have a free viewer, and that's what I've got up on the screen here. If you go to the Manifold website, they've got a free viewer up in the middle of the screen, and you can download this 31 megabyte free viewer to your computer, and it'll come in Under your download directory, it'll show up as a directory called Manifold Viewer 9.0.180. And once you get that onto your computer, you can then double-click that directory, and there will be the Manifold Viewer. And you can pop that open, and I'll make it the width of the screen. And what this is going to allow us to do is just very quickly see where all of our waypoints are. You know, we had thousands of them. Who knows how many years you've got saved out there. I'm trying to get organized this year, and I'll do a different video to show you how I've separated those waypoints quickly into lakes. And now I've got an SD card for each lake. But if back to this, if I'm just trying to see where things are, I can go up here to File, Import, and I can go find that that file that I just put out there, and I called mine Test GPX, that I pulled in off that card through Humminbird PC. I double click on that, and I get routes and route drawing and tracks and waypoints. The very last one is this Test Waypoints drawing. That's what I'm interested in seeing, and what I'll do there, just for a little extra bit of information, I'll right click that, and I'll go to Create, and I'll go to New Labels. And it's smart enough to pick up on what the GPX file had in terms of its data structure columns for me to know the labels of what I called those points. So I'll just go down and say Create Labels. And so now I have a Test Waypoints drawing, and I've got a Test Waypoints label. And what I can do in this viewer is I can go to right click over here in the project pane, and I can go down to New Map. And when I pop open New Map, I can go up here and I can name it. But in the base layer, I can go and say Google Maps Satellite. I can say Google Street Maps. I can choose the background mapping, and that's a really cool function for viewing. So I clicked on the street map one, and now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to select my waypoints, rather, and I'm going to select my labels. And then I'm going to go ahead and say Create the Map. And it created it over here, and now I'll double click on that. And boom, it pops up in the Google's base map, and it shows me just at a quick glance. I don't have to pan around in that other program, Google Earth rather, out of Humminbird PC, but I can quickly see, okay, I've got some down here on the Stevens Point flowage. I've got some here, I've got some here. I can see the lakes that I've got them on. And you can go ahead and zoom in, and I'll go zoom in and pan. You could use the wheel too. I'm zooming in, and I don't care if people see these Stevens Point flowage points, because I did not catch all my fish here. Found some stuff I thought looked cool, but didn't catch any fish here. But anyways, so what you can do is, you can see what you label them, and then if you go down to the bottom here, where the tabs are across the bottom, double clicking them turns them on and off. So if I want to get the points out of the way of the actual, what I named the points, I can, or I can turn the points back on and shut off the labels. But anyways, this free viewer, kind of at a quick glance, allows you to see where you had put all those where all those waypoints were, right? And now you can make a plan on how you want to subdivide further. But this a quick viewer, easy way to get. What did I do there? There it is. Easy way to view where your points were for the whole season. And I know that's, some people can have 3 states worth of information jumbled up on there, and this will allow them to see the extent of where their waypoints are and be able to get a management plan. What the actual purchased program does is would allow me to then go in and do something more advanced. I could go and take those all the waypoints, select them all that are on a lake, and in one keystroke select, copy, paste, and make a file of all those separately, and then I could export out of that program and then save it to a card, and then have all my waypoints separated from that lake. So quick free viewer, wanted to show everybody that. I mentioned before that I've helped people with some waypoint management. That's something I've done before. You know, I'm a pretty proficient user of some advanced GIS softwares like Manifold GIS that can do the things that, say, a Humminbird PC can do, just sort stuff much faster. And one way that I do that is from my website. So if anybody's interested, my Brian Gaber Fishing website has a member tab on it here. And in the member tab, there's a patron section. And with the membership, I provide waypoint management services, help people get information sorted off the cards, help people save information, help people refine it and sort it down further into lakes, that sort of thing. Certainly, I'm going to put up some videos to teach people how to do it, but there are some people who are just overwhelmed by some of the programming and don't have the proficiency in it, and their time is worth more to them than learning. Other people love to learn how to do it and go out and seek the programs and do it themselves, and we'll put some videos up to help them. But for you people who just want to be fishing and want your information sorted out, that's a service we help provide. So just wanted to throw that out there, a quick freebie today. The Manifold GIS viewer to quickly view what lakes and pan around and see where your GPS points are that are saved on your particular cards. In the next video, we'll get into Manifold GIS itself and how that's a little more advanced and can do some selection. And then we'll even talk about, do a video on some Humminbird PC sorting as well. So if you go into one program and you've got it all sorted by lake, now we can take that information back into Humminbird PC and be more specific about waypoint symbology. You know, do I have my symbol a little skull with a crossbones, or is it does it represent a boulder or a rock or a crib? You can do that kind of organization as well with your waypoints, and then save them back to your card and then plug them back into your machine. So waypoint management is super important. Things can get jumbled up quickly. I'm planning, to go a card per lake so that I can keep my track logs, any special routes to get myself tracked through some places that are tricky to navigate. And then, of course, all the layers of waypoints, whether it's a fishing spot or whether it's a boulder or a crib or whatever. I'd like to have all that information. So I end up with a ton of points on a lake. And if you do that on every lake, pretty soon you've loaded up your card, your unit's memory is expired, and things start overwriting. And that's a bad thing. We don't want stuff overwriting and lose information. So waypoint management is important. I'm here to help, and we'll have some more videos to show people how to do it. And certainly if you just want that help, we can get you on the path for that too. Check out the website and that membership link. So waypoint management, big deal. When you're out there with today's technologies, they really help us hone in on stuff, and it can be important. So hope you find that helpful. Get a hold of me. Let me know what you're thinking, and we'll talk to you next time on the water.